Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you are new to my channel. I am Julie. I talk about all things stationery, planning, organization, productivity over here. So let's jump into today's video. So I wanted to talk about some of my most favorite planning tools for the Hobonichi systems that I use. So I am currently using a Hobonichi Cousin. I recently shared my setup video over here on YouTube, so make sure you check that out. And I am also using a Hobonichi Weeks Mega, which I am obsessed with. You guys have probably heard me talk about it 1,000 times. But specifically jumping into this journey into Hobonichi planning is not completely new to me. I've been into Weeks before. Last year was my first time using a Hobonichi Cousin. I fell in love, fell down every rabbit hole you could possibly imagine. And then I also found certain things that I kept gravitating towards to help me plan in these planners, because again, they are printed on Tomoe River paper, which can be a stark contrast to your everyday planner that you find on the shelves of Walmart or Target or Office Depot. And the paper is different, so you kind of have to use some different tools, and these are the ones that I personally love the most, that I either discovered on my own or through the amazing people within the Hobonichi community. So let's get started. Let me get these things out of the way, as fun as they are to look at. Okay, so first up, if you did watch my Hobonichi Cousin setup video, you saw that I mentioned these white Avery tabs. I love these so much. They are super friendly to use on the Tomoe River paper. They are easy to reposition. I like to put little tabs on mine, so I use the ones from the Coffee Monsters Co. And I use them as bookmarks because my Hobonichi Cousin is not always sitting in a cover that has those sort of ribbon tabs. So what I do is mark off, obviously the yearly is going to stay where it's at, but every month I will move over where the monthly tab is. Weekly, I move over the weekly tab. I'm going to get these stickers out of the way. And then on the daily page, this one was just moved because of where I was working on the page and it was in my way. But on the daily page, I just kind of move it along. And these are just so perfect. They come in a variety of sizes. I typically gravitate towards these smaller ones because I use smaller stickers to go over these bookmarks. Anyway, I think that they're perfect. The white is super neutral, obviously. So obviously Avery offers a variety of colors of tabs, but the white ones are definitely my favorite. You need to check them out. All right, next up is this metal ruler from Westcott. I ordered mine from Amazon. You can also find them at other places. I believe JetPens carries them. I really like this 6-inch version simply because it works with both books, both the Hobonichi Cousin and the Weeks, seamlessly. So if you've watched my weekly plan with me, you'll know that I like draw lines and all kinds of things like that. Well, having a big bulky ruler can kind of be a pain in the butt. But this is like the perfect height for the vertical side over here on the Weeks, as well as the grid side over here. It also works great in the Cousin as far as that sizing goes. I like it because it has this cork backing to it, which is perfect. It makes it non-slip. The last thing you need on Tomoe River paper is something sliding around and possibly messing with your ink if it hasn't fully dried. So this is definitely a favorite of mine. Now for the sizing for the Hobonichi Cousin, that isn't really an issue either. It works really great for, say, from like where the grid starts to just about the bottom here, and then on the daily page it's pretty much the same, where it will get you through where the day starts and where the grid ends, which is why I think it's absolutely perfect for both of these planners, and it fits in just about every pen pouch without any issues at all. All right, my other favorite tool for the Hobonichi is the pencil board. I've been kind of back and forth on whether or not I love this. I don't even have one for my Weeks just yet because I'm just not sure if I need one for the Weeks. But for the Cousin, because of the amount of journaling that I've moved over to, I have just been like, yes, please, this is exactly what I need. This is great when you are doing a lot of writing on the pages. However, this is just what I recommend, not a professional, just, you know, personal recommendation. I never put the pencil board on the page immediately behind it. I find that it makes my writing super scratchy, so I don't like putting it right behind the page that I am working on. I will typically go like 3 pages back, and it makes everything that you write just super, super smooth. You don't feel like you're leaving indentations like 5 pages deep. We've all been there if you use this planner before. So that's great. I love the indentations on the paper. Don't get me wrong. Y'all know I love that. However, if you're heavy-handed like me, a pencil board comes in super handy. Also, while you're planning, if you just want to throw some stickers on here that you're going to use, that you're pulling from bigger sticker sheets, this is kind of great to have because you can use it for that. You can also like throw some post-it notes on here if you wanted to. It's super versatile. I ordered mine from Hobonichi when I ordered my Hobonichi cousin, but you can also get them on Amazon, JetPens, everywhere like that. Okay, so let's talk about markers. I have so many that are favorites, but there are definitely a few that stand out. So my favorite brands for markers to use in the Hobonichi are 2 brands, and that is the Zig brand and Tombow. Love them. So from the Zig markers, I have 3 personal favorites from the dot markers, and it is the gray or platinum that they call it. I love these for making lists. It's just the best, super easy to work with. And the oatmeal color is a close favorite because it's a neutral, and I'm just neutral vibes all the way. And then another favorite that I actually just started using late last year is the black Zig dot marker. So I love to use this more so in my weeks. And I got this idea from someone over on Instagram. I'm going to try to find their account. I'll just put it right here in the text. But I like to use this in my habit tracking. So what I've started doing is at the beginning of a month in my Hobonichi weeks, because I'm using this sort of like as a bullet journal situation. But what I've really been wanting to do is, this was like the end of December. But then when you flip to the next month, I do have a large habit tracker here, and I just use the black dot marker to do those. Obviously you can pick any color, but I personally love the black, and it's just working out really great. And that's what I'm really using this for in my Hobonichi weeks. So now it definitely stays in my pen case at all times. Now, as far as other markers go from Zig, I've really been loving their brushables. Now, if I can find these on Amazon, I will link them as well. But I like their brushables simply because they are dual-ended brush tip markers. So they have 2 colors, but both sides are brush tip, unlike the Tombow, which is a hard marker on one side and a brush tip on the other. These are the colors that I grabbed from JetPens. Again, I'm a JetPens fan simply because you can order markers individually instead of a whole set, and there could be colors that you don't like. I personally really like these colors, so the one that I grabbed was the Root Beer Float, the Antique Burgundy, the Fawn, which is very, very light. And of course, I do love the Pure Black, which comes with a gray on the other end, and the Platinum. And I actually did do a test of these because I thought that they were just so beautiful. So this is how these markers look, and I love them so much. I like to have swatches in my planners so that I can see how it looks on the particular paper, because obviously there's a difference in color between the cousin and the weeks. So these are important planner things. Now, as far as Tombow markers go, of course, my favorite is the hard tip brush marker. And you guys know I always butcher this name, but it's the Hobonichi. Someone's going to tell me I said it wrong. It's fine. I like the hard tip brush marker. And I use this one every single day in multiple planners, but typically use it every day to write very basic things like today in my Hobonichi cousin. But it is a favorite of mine to letter. I don't really like the soft tip one as much. I really wanted to like it. It's not for me. This is definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. I have about 5 of them because, again, fear of losing my favorite things. So definitely recommend the hard tip one. And as far as other colors of Tombow markers, my top 2 favorite are definitely 9 992, I think that is. 992, the color is coming off here. And then N79. So I have all of these swatched here because I do love them so much. So there's the 992 and then there's the N79. I use the N79 so much. I ordered individual ones on Jet Pens because again, they are just the masters at letting you get things individually. Now, like I said, unlike the brushables, they are brush tip on one side and hard tip on the other. Now, one thing I do want to point out in the difference between the brushables and the Tombow is the size of the brush, and I hope that I can capture this, but because of the tip size, I do find that the brushables are a little bit more user-friendly, and then maybe when you get used to that brush size, you can move over to something, oh, actually, that's actually a better view, but you can actually move on to something like a Tombow if the Tombow is too large and soft. So that's just a personal thought on how I think these work. I still love the Tombow, but the Zig version is definitely a nice beginner option. And then if you're ever going to get a set of Tombow markers in your whole life, please get the muted set. I will have these all linked in my Amazon shop. And in fact, I created a Hobonichi Essentials list for you guys in my Amazon shop, so you can find all of these items there, or at least 99% of them. But without a doubt, the muted set is my absolute favorite. I did swatch it, of course, in this book as well, and it is all of these colors right here. I think some greens hopped in here just for fun, but those are also swatched because I love the greens that are in here. But the muted set, hands down, is a must-have. It has so many great colors, so many great colors. I think 26 is like my favorite yellow that has ever existed of all marker colors. Yellow is my favorite color anyway, so it's amazing. And then this blue right here, if you want to order a nice neutral blue, if you didn't even know that that existed, is N52. It is absolutely stunning. One of my favorite markers as well. Like if you told me I could only have 3 Tombow markers, it would literally be these 3 right here because they are just so neutral and so perfect. Okay, let's talk about pens because I feel like this is a planner essential no matter what planner you're in. These are the pens that I have been loving the absolute most to use in my Hobonichi Cousin. First up is the Sarasa Mark On. Honestly, anything Sarasa is going to be amazing in this paper. It's going to have a faster drying time and it's going to be far more pigmented. Their pens are just awesome like that. Also from Sarasa is the Sarasa Grand. I love this one. You can get it from Jet Pens as well. They typically come with a 0.7 tip, I believe, and I just replaced mine with a 0.5 because I prefer a finer tip because again, for the Sarasa pens, the 0.5s, in my opinion, write like a 0.7. So I prefer to go down in the tip size and just, you get better payoff no matter what. So those are my 2 favorites from that brand. A close runner-up for the Sarasa is the Sarasa R. Now I will say this, a lot of ink comes out of this pen. I have it in 0.4. It still writes like a 0.7, but it's really, really great if you want a super dark pigmented pen. You need to try the Sarasa R. They are amazing. You're going to love them. Muji pens. I've talked about this one in particular because it's the only one that I have. I actually just ordered more of the 0.5 and the 0.38, I believe. I purchased a bunch of these when I was in New York City years ago and lost all of them except for this one. So I finally got my crap together and ordered some more. I really love this. Works really great on Tomoe River paper. You can't go wrong with it. And of course, there is the classic Pentel Energel Glenna in the needle tip. This one is a die-hard favorite. If I didn't have any of these, I would always just use this every single day. Get yourself these. They come in a variety of color bodies, but I just prefer this nice, like, I don't know, brown color. It's gorgeous. I switch all of my inks out. I believe the brown comes with brown ink. The salmon color comes with like red ink, things like that. But I'm a black ink girl, so that's where we're at. And then last but certainly not least, if I only had to pick one fountain pen to ever use, it would be this one, and it has nothing to do with the price point. I just really like the grip of this one and love that it's a click fountain pen. This is the Pilot Vanishing Point. The price is absolutely outrageous. I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not here to tell you to buy the world's most expensive fountain pen, which, by the way, this is not the world's most expensive fountain pen. Finding that out was interesting. But I will say this much. I just like the weight. There's a couple of things that I really love about this. I love the like full metal body. The weight of it is nice and heavy. If you're new to writing with a fountain pen, I think the weight plays a huge role in it. Again, it's click. You don't have a cap to lose. You can take cartridges, or you can use a converter with it. I don't know. I love everything about this pen. I have mine in the fine point, not extra fine, just good old fine point. Absolutely love it. I'm going to end up getting a converter for myself. This was a gift for my husband for our 25th anniversary, so a nice, gorgeous, heavy pen is such a great anniversary gift, especially if you are a planner nerd. But I do want to get the converter so that I can switch out inks. My husband just got me the little cartridges that are from Pilot that you can just pop in here. Super easy to switch out. But I'm definitely excited to try some other inks in this pen. But 10 out of 10, recommend this. An honorable mention, though, will be the TWSBI Echo. This is absolutely amazing, and the price point is much more friendly. You're talking like 35, 40 bucks, and it holds like a gallon of ink. I'm obviously exaggerating, but if you want to like dip your toe into the fountain pen world without spending so much money, definitely go with the TWSBI Echo. And of course, I can't talk about fountain pens without talking about this ink right here. This is the De Atramentis, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, archive ink. This is recommended by literally every single person in the Hobonichi world because you can highlight over it. Although I never highlight over anything, I highlight first and then write over it. But this ink is amazing. It dries super fast and doesn't smudge or get all weird on the paper. Okay, and last but not least, 2 tools to help you cut washi, stickers, all those fun things. This really doesn't matter what planner you're in, but these are the 2 that I love and that I still use even in my Hobonichi systems. So first up is this amazing slice tool. It is literally like the girth of a pen, less than that. So great to just like toss in your pen case. It's not anything huge or anything like that. But this is from the brand Slice, and it just has the tiniest little razor down there. Great for cutting washi, stickers, all of that fun stuff. Now, because the Tomoe River paper is obviously thinner than most papers, I don't cut things on the paper. I will cut it on something else like a cutting mat or whatever, and then put it on here, because I think you will go straight through the paper if you try to press down and cut something that's on here. I don't know. Or you could put your pencil board behind it. Either way, you're still going to go through the paper, and it's not going to be nice for you on the next page. So next up are these Kikuyo scissors from Poi and Hun. I love these because I had been for quite some time using like the Erin Condren ones. Nothing wrong with these, but again, I wanted something like a little bit smaller. Again, these aren't like massive or anything like that, but I also like that this one's just white. So these are portable scissors. Super awesome to have at any time, again, to cut stickers, cut washi, cut anything that you need to cut. But it's great because they're retractable. Love that part. Super easy to use. The tip isn't very sharp, so you don't have to worry about like hurting yourself or anything. I've had scissors before that didn't have a cap, and the pointy part was just so pointy. I would like poke myself reaching into my pencil case or something. So I do love that these are squared off on the end. They cut fairly well. I've used it a couple of times already and really liked it. So 10 out of 10 recommend. And again, I got this from Poi and Hun. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed all of these amazing recommendations that I had for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the items that I mentioned in today's video, or let me know if you have tried something that you think I need to try, because again, I also love being enabled. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're already subscribed, make sure that you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.